Yo, what up? Shaman 410 Josh back in the building. Fresh off that throwback Thursday. Got some good feedback. So thank y'all for tuning in for Friday releases and reviews. Um, y'all know how we do it. It's the top of the year, so this is our first Friday releases and reviews, but this is going to be Friday releases and reviews with a twist. Um, so before we get into that, I gotta apologize to my subscribers for yesterday up with the uploading of the video. Somehow there was a technical difficulty with the video actually being complete in processing. So it did come to y'all a little late for those that didn't get to watch it live. So I apologize for y'all for that. But I got it worked out, and you can check out the Throwback Thursday from yesterday on live right now because it's up in its completion. Um, but before we get into our releases or reviews, y'all know what we got to do. Get the proceeding. You know what you got to do. If you haven't done so also, go to that YouTube page 410 Josh. Hit that subscribe button. Like, share, comment. Follow me on Instagram, the real 410 Josh. So y'all get all my latest content and act with me. Chop it up. And for those of y'all that got the message, you can hit me on the messenger direct. We can chop it up. Y'all got some suggestions, anything you want to ask, anything you want to comment on, I'm here with you. So we're going to get into the Friday releases and reviews. And the reason why it's going to be a twist today is because being that this is the first Friday of the new year, there's not much music that actually came out. Maybe one project, honestly. So we're going to do that, but we're going to go through that release and review, and then I'm gonna do a twist where I'm gonna give some recommendations and reviews on some albums that I think y'all would like to check out. Some throwbacks, some underground joints, maybe one mainstream album. So y'all can check that out. So right now, as far as today, the only release that was really out there today was NLE Choppa. He put out a new project called The Chosen Ones with DJ Booker. I'm not gonna lie, I do like NLE Choppa. Actually, my son JJ got me into liking NLE Choppa. But this project was, I would say, it's okay. I think he can rap. I think he does have skill, regardless of what some of his antics might be. But he does have skill. But I think in particular with this project, production was just not there for me. So, if you are an NLE Choppa fan, you can check this out. I'll say two songs that I think is really good, that I think are pretty good, Off the Muscle and Switch Up the Beat. And Big Homie. Like those three songs. It's a 7-track album, so it's more, I don't know if you consider this an album, an EP, a mixtape, but excuse me. But those three songs were pretty decent. Production just wasn't there for me. So, maybe this might be something you might like, or you got, fans or friends or somebody might like it. But, check out NLE Choppa album if you're a fan of it. That's it, honestly, for the new releases. Because, like I said, this is the first year, the new year, the industry is pretty much slowed down or shut down. So we don't get a whole lot of releases and reviews. But what I want to do is I want to recommend some albums to y'all and review them real quick. And go through them, because these are some albums that I think did not get they to me they got somewhat overlooked as far as their reviews, in a positive light. Maybe because of lack of promotion, maybe people didn't like the music. But I think these particular albums were good. So I'm gonna start off with an underground album that I really, really love. It's one of my favorite underground hip hop albums. It's Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park. He had a side project called Fort Minor. If you know who Mike Shinoda is, he was the lead singer for Linkin Park. And he put together a side project with a group called Styles of Beyond, called Fort Minor, The Rising Tide. The great thing about this album, first off, is that it was executive produced by Jay-Z. So to get a co-sign from Jay-Z in his prime, when he was, that dude at the top of his game, that album really, he really felt it. He didn't do a feature, but he did the introduction with some wise words, and then on one of the tracks, he actually did he spoke on the track, almost like a prelude. The album has everybody from Common, Black Thought, Lupe Fiasco, Holly Brook, as y'all know her today, is Skylar Grey, John Legend, Self-Titled, Mr. Han. The whole album is fire. It's produced by Mike Shinoda. It's a lot of live instrumentation along with some real hip hop beats. Very creative. You could tell, even though, some people don't want to consider nu metal as part of hip hop, but I do, because it's like a subgenre. Maybe the sound, because it's a lot of heavy rock elements, but he really, really put a great project together. Right About Now was my favorite record with Black Thought. Back Home with Common, that was amazing. Where'd You Go? That's the song with Holly Brook. Petrified, Feel Like Home, High Road with John Legend. Let's see, who else had? Lupe Fiasco, Be Someone. That was a really, really good record. And what's crazy? If you could find it, it's kind of rare. It's a bonus disc that he had a mixtape, and he had some bonus tracks that he actually put on the album as like a deluxe edition. He had a song with Ghostface called Spray Paint and Ink Pens. That was fire. Oh my God, it was fire. I love that. He had he made the chorus with the beat of writing ink pens and spray painting with drums in the background. It was amazing. Love that. So the battle was Self-Titled. So yeah, I would recommend, if you love underground hip hop, check out Fort Minor by Mike Shinoda. It's definitely a fire album. Now we're going to head to the Midwest. This one's going to be a bit controversial. I'm going to suggest that everybody go back and re-listen to Kanye Yeezus album. Excuse me, y'all. The reason why I would suggest you go back and listen to this album, because this album really was ahead of its time. It was a very groundbreaking album, and it was a very forward thinking, because as you know, old Kanye used to be very forward thinking in the way he approached music and his albums. And this album really, really was it. It changed. It was really a game changer as far as production, as far as getting continuing that trend of having having a song with 6-7 A-list producers and writers on it. It was groundbreaking for performing as far as touring, because the Yeezus tour, He had everything from snow to mountains, somebody playing Jesus, falling from the sky, pyramids, color waves, everything. It was like an art exhibition. Um, and it changed the game also as far as fashion, because he was at that time on a tirade about getting basically the door slammed in his face for not being able to get into the fashion world. But the entire album, I think, was really, really good. um, I know it's a lot to digest because of the production, because it's very like Euro dance, very what's the word I'm looking for? It's like rave music, almost. Like you hear songs like On Sight. He worked with Daft Punk on that record, Black Skinheads, I Am a God, New Slaves. Everybody knows that. Hold My Liquor with Chief Keef. That was a great song, and that's when Chief Keef actually first came out. Um, he had Blood on the Leaves, Bound to. Um, Send It Up. Like the album was, I really did enjoy this album. So I would suggest, if you're still not mad with Kanye, or you want to go back, I would go back and listen to it, because if you look at how things are going today, as far as like new performers, Travis Scott's, the Lil Uzi Verts, and all these other artists that kind of made themselves like rap rock stars, you got to look at Yeezus as one of the pillars of that, because he really did change the game with that. So definitely check out Yeezus. Um, Next, we're gonna go to down south. Actually, no, we're gonna go over East Coast. And I gotta throw the ladies in here, because the ladies, y'all contribute to hip hop too, and we gotta give y'all respect. So I would go with another underground phenom, Heather B. She released her debut album, Taking Mine, was a real hard album. It was produced by DJ Kenny Parker and the Beat Miners, and MOP was the only guest appearance on there. So you kind of know where you come, what direction this album is going to. Hardcore hip hop lyricism from a female. The standout track is pretty much everybody's favorite, My Kind of Nigga with MOP. Real Niggas Get Real Niggas Up, All Glocks Down, Taking Mine, Mad Bent. Like the whole album, like Heather B, like when she came out, it was like, ooh, she just kind of like hit everybody in the stomach with this album, because she just came out hard. So when you got MOP on the track, you know what you asking for. You know what's coming. It doesn't get more hardcore than MOP. So I would definitely check out Heather B. If you haven't done it, if you haven't heard it in a while, go back and listen to it, because that's definitely an album, Taking Mine, that it's an underground gem. Next, the last one I'm gonna go. This one is kind of like, I would say this is a cult classic, because it didn't reach the mainstream audiences, but this is definitely a classic hip hop album, but more of a cult classic. A lot of people do love it, but I think it just didn't get much exposure, and it gets somewhat overlooked still today. Little Brother, The Minstrel Show. You got Phonte, rapper Big Pooh, and Ninth Wonder. Phonte, one of the most underrated lyricists of all time, one of the most multi-talented artists of all time. He, as great of a rapper he's that great as a singer, because he had a side group, Foreign Exchange, with Nicolay. Love that. Love those albums. But rapper Big Pooh, he definitely is a great rapper. He had two projects that I really love. He did an album with Apollo Brown, and then he did an album with Knots. I love both of those projects. And Ninth Wonder, honestly, one of my top 10 favorite producers of all time. I just did the last week. I did some digging to find some instrumentals, and he actually has an instrumental album out called what's it called? Beyblades. Let me do this. Ninth Wonder. Yeah, let me get that one. I think, yeah, Bladely May. That's what it's called. Grandma's Blades. Bladely May, Grandma's Blades. It's a Ninth Wonder instrumental album. Definitely hard. Soulful hip hop beats. It's one of them you just press play and just let it and just vibe out. It's like 34 tracks. You just vibing to it. So, but yeah, Little Brother Minstrel Show, top to bottom, was fire. It's like a concept album. Slow It Down, Hiding Place, Say It Again, Fifth in Fashion, Loving It featuring Joe Scudder, Diary of a Mad Black Daddy. That skit was cool. Minstrel Show closing theme, Sincerely Yours. We Got Now. It's like Little Brother was one of those unsung heroes in hip hop at a time where everybody was just snap dancing and making very simplistic, easy listenable music. And here comes Little Brother with lyricism, soulful beats, and they was from the South. And they from the South, from North Carolina. So I know people don't consider that like the deep South because it's not like Georgia or Alabama or Houston, but they from the South and they came out with bars, lyricism, soulful production, punchlines, flows, delivery, all that. So, it's really an amazing project. So I would definitely, if you haven't gone back to check, definitely go check out Little Brother Minstrel Show because it's one of those must-haves if you're a real underground hip-hop head. Yeah, man, that definitely is an album you must have. See, nobody really on the chat. So it's gonna be about it tonight. Sorry it's not a whole lot, but I want to stay consistent with y'all. So if I can't bring you something new or an abundance of something new, then I'm gonna come with something else to keep y'all consistent with the content, because I know I do get a lot of support. I get a lot of people that call me when I'm out in public. If I run into friends or somebody, that just like, hey, I just followed your page, so I want to keep that, consistent with y'all. So go check out all them albums I named. Y'all know we're going to be back on Monday, back on track with the Hot Topic Mondays and the viral news. Y'all have a good weekend. Stay safe, stay warm. If you live in Maryland or anywhere on the East Coast, y'all know we're expecting some snow, so stay safe, stay warm. If you don't gotta go out, don't go out. Make sure again you go to 410 Josh YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment, send it to your family, friends, co-workers, even people you don't even know. Follow me on Instagram at the real 410 Josh. Y'all have a great, safe weekend. I will catch y'all Monday. Peace.